Welcome back, everybody, to The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD. In the last one, we continued our quest for the Triforce of Courage. We've got 2 shards left to go. We've collected enough money to go visit Tingle again, which means I'm about to climb this ladder and go get our last Triforce chart interpreted so that we can go back to Hyrule Castle and hopefully save our sassy little princess. All right, Tingle, my guy, can you interpret this last chart for me? It would be very much appreciated. I know. It's a very musty scent. I've been working out. The gyms are open. I know it makes you very, very hot and bothered. Me too, as well. Actually, it's been a long time since I've endured the natural scent of a man. But we are here to do business. Let us not forget that. All right, so please do the thing. All right, we've got it interpreted. So we should probably go get that. And then we can no longer procrastinate. That is when I'm going to have to do the Savage Labyrinth. Don't know how I feel about that, but let's not waste any time. I will see you guys when we go get our next piece of the Triforce. Alright, we are coming up on it, and like all the other Triforce pieces that are buried in the ocean, it seems that they seem to be conveniently located nearby pirate ships, which I am certainly not a fan of. All I want to do is salvage in peace for my shards, but clearly I have still not mastered the art of getting them. So, come on, King of Red Lion, King Daphnis, do we got this? No? Alright, we're gonna get killed out here. We gotta take care of these boys. Alright, fuck off with the bombs. In other news today, I made a joke about being back at the gym, but one of the things that's been dissatisfying to me is my lack of performance at the gym. It's been harder to work out as effectively as I used to. I think probably because, I think quarantine has left us all a little bit messed up. But I found myself on an internet forum the other day of this group of men who were all talking about their weightlifting and specifically their bench press and what their max bench press is. And it's a topic that I find very interesting because, so much about masculinity is tied to your strength and how brawny you are, so to speak. And I've been complimented before on my chest by people. I like to think that my chest is one of the nicer parts of my body. My chest exercises tend to be my favorite exercises. They actually just tend to go the best for me in general. However, I've always had this feeling that, I don't think that my chest press is particularly strong. And I could never tell if it's because other guys are lying about their bench press, or maybe they're exaggerating their bench press when they talk about how much they can bench, or whatnot. But or if I'm just not that strong of a person. But anyways, so for the conversation of a 1 rep max bench press, I usually max out my bench press at 240 pounds, which I've learned when you say that number, some people are like, oh, that's a pretty impressive bench press. And other people are like, really? That's it? And it's just, hang on, let me focus for a second. Let me dig up my shard of the Triforce. And then I can continue to rant about this. You got a Triforce Shard, now you only need 1 more. Wow, we've really collected 7 already. Wow, you know what? This kind of flew by, actually. I feel like we did a pretty efficient job. I think it's time to go back to Outset Island. We know where the last piece is, too, so all we have to do is go there and pick it up. So while King Daphnis takes me there, as far as this bench press thing goes, 240 is kind of the number that I've been stuck at for a very long time. And I've always felt weird saying out loud what my bench press is because, people judge you for that. But you see this internet forum and you see this huge variation in numbers of some guys who readily admit that they're not the best at bench press and they can only bench maybe 120 pounds or 150 pounds and that's it. Or you've got guys that are breaking 300 pounds. And then you've got some guys that I think also don't know what number to say when they're asked that question, like how much do you bench? And so like they'll give out a number, but then they'll try to defend it right away, which I thought was actually kind of funny. And I wonder how many men do something like that. But like there were guys in the chat that would be like, yeah, I can only, right now I'm only doing 275. And I don't want to go too heavy, so I'm only doing 275 because I have this, you know, my shoulder's been bothering me or blah, blah, blah. Like, they come with like a laundry list of excuses. Whereas from where I'm standing, I'm like, damn, dude, 275 is fucking amazing. I don't see why you have to be defending yourself for something like that. I don't know. It's just very weird. And the numbers are so conflicting that I have a hard time getting a real grasp on what people are actually benching when they bench press. So I guess my question to you guys right now, as I go into the Savage Labyrinth to potentially die, I want to be very clear. I should also pick up another fairy. That's actually what I'm going to do, I think. So I hope those guys respawn, actually. Let me get my other bottle ready and pick this bad boy up. Come on. All right, good. As we've said before, any responsible gay man needs a couple of twinks in his back pocket at the ready to go. But I want you guys to let me know, what is your bench press? And I guess I think the question I really want to ask is not what is your max bench press, because I also think that's somewhat of a misleading question. I feel like when you ask that, you get these groups of guys that will tell you the most they have ever benched, like, in their life, which, okay, cool, but, like, if some weird, crazy day where you were hopped up on your manly testosterone and you, at one singular time in your life, you managed to push up a bar of 300 pounds, that's probably not what you're regularly doing in the gym. So, like, what is your regular workout routine? I think that's something I wanted to do in general. This goes beyond even the bench press. I feel like in general, I want to pick people's brains and learn, like, what do you do in the gym? Because I very much am an isolated fitness person. I work out by myself. I do my own thing at the gym. And aside from, like, sometimes seeing some of the exercises other guys are doing at the gym, I don't really know what other people's routines are like, or how they alternate their routines, or how they switch things up. And it's something I'd be very curious to know about, because it's like, it's a real question that I've never really explored. Like, what do people do in the gym? Like, how many exercises do you do? Like, bench press, okay, there's one. What else do you do with your time in there? How many sets do you do? I know that, like, the standard rule of thumb, most people assume you do, like, 3 sets of an exercise. For me personally, I've always done 5 sets of an exercise. And because of that, I think that I do less exercises per workout than somebody else that might be only doing 3 sets per exercise in the gym. And I also have this weird system where, like, every single set I do of those 5 of an exercise, I stack up my weights. So, like, my first set of an exercise, and again, I am not a fitness expert. There's, like, no real logic behind this. It's simply what I like to do when I'm in the gym and what feels comfortable to me. I like to, on my first set, start off with a light amount of weight and go for high reps. And then with each subsequent set, I will increase the weight and lower the amount of reps that I do. So usually my first set will probably be like 16 reps of a lighter weight of some exercise. And then by my 5th set, I may be only cranking out like a couple of reps that I can do of like a much heavier weight. And it's like, I don't know if other people do that. I honestly don't even know if that's recommended or if that's opposed, because again, not really a fitness person. It's just what I like to do in the gym, and it seems to keep me going. Also, I would like to point out, I know that I'm rambling a lot, and I do apologize for rambling a lot, but I've learned that when I ramble, it really, really helps me to like get in the zone and focus on the game. And I want it to be very clear. The Savage Labyrinth, I'm aware, this is very much, and I can now confirm, feels like the pit of 100 trials from Paper Mario. I want to be able to make it through this labyrinth without dying. So, in the most serious way I can do it, I want to ramble while I focus in the zone on these monsters. And I want to try and hit them as many times as I can, and I want them to hit me the least amount of times as possible. If that makes sense. And I'm presuming, you guys mentioned this in the comments, you said like every 10 floors is basically themed off of a dungeon. And so I'm very much seeing that, because here in the first floor, we've got a lot of our early game enemies. Well, we also got some moblins. But like, we saw moblins in the Forsaken Fortress. And we saw some bokoblins and bats. And also, I'd also like the record to point out, I am not paying attention at all to the floors. I realize now, as I'm, like, talking about the Savage Labyrinth, that I probably should have been counting floor... Oh, actually, we hit a breaking point. Oh, have we done 10 floors? I'm assuming... I'm taking a wild guess because I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe, like, every 10 floors is a break. I feel like that probably makes sense. I mean, we're going to keep going. So is this then a new dungeon area? Yeah, sure enough. Look at this. This is the Forbidden Wood from the Deku Tree. Okay, so we're about a third of the way there, I think. You guys also mentioned that you only have to complete, I believe, 30 floors of the Savage Labyrinth, which is good. I think that will be manageable. It is amazing, though, that they do make you do this. I would have guessed, if something like this existed, that, much like in Paper Mario, that it would be something like extra, like a bonus thing, maybe for a piece of heart, or maybe even for, like, a bonus item, or, like, a sword upgrade, something that you don't need in the game. And you guys mentioned that you don't have to do all 50 floors. I think there is a bonus item if you complete the Savage Labyrinth. But it is interesting that they do make you do more than half of it as, like, the main game quest. I'm not complaining about it. I think that's cool. It's just not a decision I would have expected. Because I feel like, you know, a whole arena to go through your trials and tribulations that you've been through in the game feels more like a piece of bonus content or something extra, rather than main game, we're in it to win it. I've also been dreading this episode because I know that this is going to be a lot of combat, and I just don't know what to talk about anymore. That's the real thing about quarantine. I have not left my house enough, and so I love to do storytelling. And that's what I did a lot in Paper Mario, and even the beginning of this Let's Play too, but after quarantine happened, it's like, sure, I had some old stories I could delve into, but, like, my life has gotten so boring. I go out maybe once a month with a tiny group of friends over to somebody's house. Like, I'm not dating anymore. I'm not going on dates. I'm not going on vacations or traveling. I'm not getting crazy stories that I can come onto the internet and be like, guys, guess what happened to me this weekend? You know what happened to me this weekend? I sat on my ass. I went into my lab. Like, as a student, I went into work voluntarily at my school in the lab on my Saturday and my Sunday because, quite literally, I didn't have anything else to do. Like, I had nothing else going on, so it's like, hey, why don't I do some extra lab work? Because I can, and it, you know, keeps me occupied. But even that is not really anything exciting I can talk about. So I do apologize. I'm nervous that this is going to be a very rough episode for me. God, I really fucking hope this quarantine shit ends soon. It's super exciting and super dope to be working on a coronavirus project in my lab, because it's very, you know, I don't know what the right word is. It's very satisfying to be a part of something so big, but like, this is the problem that does not end. And I know a lot of people feel that way, and I know a lot of people have gotten so sick of like quarantine that they've kind of given up on social distancing and just kind of don't care anymore. Where I live, actually, that is a pretty big problem. So I live in Buffalo, and our rates are some of the worst in New York State right now. And I can verify that from my experience. You know, as someone who lives in Buffalo, my social media is filled with my friends in Buffalo, and at least where I live, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people in my area have essentially just stopped acting like the virus exists, or they're starting to pretend like it just doesn't matter. So, you know, we went through that like phase of time where it was like social distancing was super serious and people were not going out. Or if you were going out, you at least felt pressured to not kind of advertise that you were going out. Hey, we made it to another rest stop. That's kind of good. We're getting closer. But yeah, nowadays, people are literally just putting that shit on their Instagram stories and their Snapchat stories. They're literally like, hey, I'm out at the bars, and you can see that people are not wearing masks, and whoa, oh, you're fucking with me, whiz robes? We've got whiz robes again? Oh, man. God damn, this is Tower of the Gods, ain't it? Oh, fuck me, the Tower of the Gods segment. We're gonna be fighting Dark Nuts, aren't we? How dark are your nuts? Oh, Lord. Alright, well, that should mean that we only have another, 9 floors to go? 8 floors to go? 8 or 9 floors to go? Wow, I'm real fucking bad at keeping count. Also, these enemies are not too bad. We just gotta get them a good smack on the tush and get them done gone, please. That'll make me feel phenomenal. Alright, good boys! Alright, let's keep going. I've talked my own ear off. I am ready. I've braced for this day to do the Savage Labyrinth, and I feel like it's going, honestly, really fucking well. I was nervous, and I feel like that's why I've been talking so much. God, I'm afraid to edit this video and listen to the stupid rambling shit that I have done, but it's just, you know, when I get into that element where I can just start rambling about shit and no longer thinking about what I'm saying, it like gets me into this zone where it's like I'm not even thinking, I'm just doing. And that's kind of my mentality with the Savage Labyrinth. I feel like this is a portion that you have to just do. You can't think about it too much. Just simply go at it. All right? So, in terms of these little choo-choos, okay, are they all going to be electric? That's fine. We're just going to shoot them with arrows. Good thing that you get to hold 99 arrows in Wind Waker. That's actually super fucking helpful. I think most Legend of Zelda games you can only hold a maximum of 50, and that's like after you've gotten 2 upgrades to your arrows. So they are pretty generous with the arrows in here, and I'm not complaining. Oh, it's getting a little bit fiery on this floor. That's fine, because I in fact have more arrows. Oh, Lord. Can we also express that I am doing all of this because my little sister got snatched by a bird? Like, think about the order of events for a second. While we're stuck in this hole in the ground and we've got nothing better to do, Errol getting snatched is the thing that put us on this timeline of events that led us to putting together the Triforce and commanding the power of the gods so that we can take down Ganondorf. But, like, we were just a dumb fucking kid on an island. And, like, if Tetra had never gotten kidnapped and swung over this island, like, we wouldn't have done any of this bullshit. It was all because our little sister got kidnapped. So, what are the odds of that happening? I mean, clearly this is a magical game, so you could probably chalk it up to destiny. And we were destined to have our little sister be on that bridge at that moment to get snatched by that specific bird. But, you know, it is what it is. Who am I to question the events that happen in life? Maybe if Tetra fell on some other island, some other dumbass kid would have been the hero of the winds, and it wouldn't have even been us. Maybe she could have fallen on Windfall Island, and it would have been one of those kids that Miss Marie teaches. Granted, they are all little pieces of shit, but, you know, maybe one of them could be the hero. Isn't that like the thing that they talked about in, what was it, Harry Potter? That, like, you know, the whole concept behind Harry Potter is that, like, Harry is the chosen one. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I am not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I'm sorry if that offends you. So I don't know the lore that well. But I feel like I do remember being told or hearing from people who were Harry Potter fans that, like, it didn't really matter if Harry was the chosen one or not. Or, like, that the chosen one could be interchangeable. And I think they used, like, Neville as the example to be like, hey, this entire time, Neville could have absolutely been the hero. Or maybe I have that backwards and Neville was the destined hero and it wasn't Harry. I don't know. I'm getting lost in my own train of thought. All I'm saying is that I feel like anybody could have been the hero of the winds. Hell, especially if we did it. Have you seen my Let's Play? If you've watched this far, you know that I'm not the greatest hero. Alright, okay, we've made it to the floor with the Dark Nuts. Once again, straight up have not been keeping count of the floors, so I'm curious. Is it possible that this is the last floor since we have Dark Nuts? Woo! Oh my god. Whoa, pardon the blip there. I am so sorry to cut in the middle of a fight, but I just had the fucking nastiest, most disgusting burp. I feel like I almost upchucked my dinner. And I absolutely am going to force myself to edit that out because that was an ungodly noise that nobody should hear. I don't think. Yeah, did we do it? We're here. I see the symbol. We can do the thing. We can get the Triforce Shard. Holy shit, you guys. All right. I know that this might not have been the most exciting episode. I'll be the first one to admit it. But hey, I appreciate you guys if you hung out with me and listened to me rant and ramble about dumb bullshit that just is on my mind while we're here in the Savage Labyrinth. And I think that now, if this is indeed the last piece of the Triforce, which surely it's going to be, I think we're about ready to go back to Princess Zelda. And I think that that is going to be very exciting, which is good by me. I won't complain about it. You got a Triforce Shard. At last, you found the last shard. Fused together, all 8 form the Triforce of Courage. All right. Now, I absolutely... there should be a way to go further down. Should there not? I mean, there. Oh, okay, I see what to do. There's light. We can shine the light on the statue, and I'm assuming that this is gonna open up the way further down, because there are 50 floors, which means there's only 20 more. We could do it, and I feel like honestly I could do it if I wanted to, but I simply think that I'm not going to. At least not right now. If we want to, like, you know, as like bonus content later on in the road, go back here and do the rest of the floors, I could be open to doing that. But right now, it's like I'm really dying to get on with the plot of this game and get back to Zelda, because, you know, we've been gathering Triforce Shards for a couple of episodes, let's be honest, and like, I don't know, now that we've got all 8, I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of ready to move on. So that's what I intend to do. We'll probably do that in the next one. And for the record, I do remember that I now have my Twinks in bottles still, and you guys have been begging me to give these chwinks to my grandmother. So we'll do that too. We'll give Grandma a couple of cute boys in the next one. And then we will tell King Daphnis that we've completed the Triforce and figure out what to do with that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you then. Goodbye!